Hello everybody and welcome to the GMS Magazine videos. Today I bring you an unboxing, well, the parcel, where a Never Going Home World War Occult role-playing game, and yes, I have to read that because a very long title, came through. Now this video also is going to point out at a lesson that an awful lot of role-playing games companies and in general Kickstarter companies should learn. But before I have to show you what this box contains and tell you if the amount of money that I had to pay to get my hands on this game was actually worth it. Welcome to the RPG unboxing videos. I backed this project in November 2018 and it's been delivered now, which is the beginning or the middle of September 2019. That is just a couple of weeks after the delivery, which was August 2019. But then I am on the other side of the planet, so I'm prepared to forgive them that because, you know, delivery times. Now, I have to say I paid $65 for this game. And then in backer kit I was charged $37 for postage and package, which puts it over $100. Ouchie, big ouchie. So is this going to be worth it? Let's find out. I'm gonna put the box out of the way because this box comes with an awful lot of things. Firstly, a little bit of paper describing exactly what I'm going to find. And I'm going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different items. That sounds promising. The first thing I can find in the box is a couple of little baggies with 2 sets of dice, which have little icons. They are D6s with flies that are painted. I have to say they are not engraved, they are painted, although actually they're quite nice. And then another set of dice in beige with different symbols, which evidently I still haven't read the book, so I don't know what they are for, but I shall. And they feel okay, they're actually quite nice. So far, the dice are not disappointing. Good. First thing is, or the second thing, here's the first thing for these things. It's a deck of cards that I'm going to do my best to open in an elegant manner, which is, to be perfectly honest, very unlikely, knowing how I know, I find it difficult to open these things. But I've done it. So, what's inside? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so, ooh, nice. Okay, ooh, nice. Very nice. This is a set of poker cards. This is just a standard deck, it seems. But they are actually very good quality. I like these. They are very well laminated. They are very thick. Don't get me wrong. I will sleeve them. Even though when I sleeve them, they're not going to fit on this little box anymore. But I don't care. And the bag is actually pretty cool. This has actually very nicely surprised me. I like these cards a lot. The symbols, although they are very simple and they're not very big, but they actually feel the cards quite nice. Oh, yeah. This is a success. I like this. I don't know why. I don't know. Everything about it just. I like it. Well done. Now we have a journal. I don't know what this is. Oh. This is pretty cool as well. This is a campaign journal for one character. More characters. This is cool. This is very nice. Really nice. The quality of the paper is actually lovely, and it seems that you will have enough spacing here to write little things and make little drawings. Yep, I'm happy with that. Good. That's a good one. First book that we get into the box is the Never Going Home Book of Whispers. This is a soft cover, perfect bound, 64 pages book. It's a comic book sized booklet, which is quite nice. And wow, okay. The layout doesn't seem to be too bad, although it's very simple. They could have used with having a tiny bit smaller font and have a little bit more space around, because things like you can see here, they get too close to the edges. I'm not a great fan of that. I rather they wouldn't. The illustrations, the line work is lovely though. This is pretty excellent. See, this kind of thing, I'm going to find very hard to read, I have to say. But I can understand they wanted to give a little bit of atmosphere to this. However, what I always say to companies is, if you're going to do something that's handwritten, write it. Get somebody with good handwriting skills and write it down. This is very obviously a font, an electronic font. If you had written this down and then scanned it, it would have looked way better. Way better. A bit of manual work is good. So, first book. So far so good. We are happy. Second book, this is Never Going Home, A Tome of Corrupted Beasts. And I was looking forward to this, I have to say, during the campaign, because I love bestiaries. I really like them. And to get new beasties that are weird, that I can possibly take into my Cthulhu books and stories if I decide not to play this particular game. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you had a little bit smaller font, this would not go so close to the edge of the binding that makes it hard to read, which is a pity. It's either opening the book too much, risking the binding, or having to be fiddling with the book. Margins, people, margins. Still, happy. Then we have a much thicker book. Oh, by the way, the Tome of Beasts is 68 lovely pages. Never Going Home, One More Unto the Breach. Breach. 21 adventures. Okay, you want to keep me busy. And this is 168 full color pages of promising material, even though pretty barren of illustrations. I've gone through a number of pages and seen nothing at all. I know I am a bit of a Philistine on this, but I would rather get 18, 15 adventures, more illustrations, more atmospheres, more maps. But 21 adventures is very, very impressive, and this is a very heavy book, so I am pleased. And then we get to the limited edition hardback that I was meant to get, and I have received. Just the cover is enough to really captivate me. This is so beautiful. It is so creepy, so seriously creepy, that I have to be automatically in love with it. This book is going to suffer, I can tell you now, from exactly the same issue that the previous book of adventures I showed you, and it's that this is going to go way too close to the binding in many things, and yes it does, which is a shame. But see, that with just 1 point smaller font you could have sorted that issue and given just a 3 millimeters more margin around it, and yeah, size does matter an awful lot. However, it looks as if it's going to be quite easy to read, which that's always very, very welcome indeed. See these tables in here? Using, because it's an occult World War thing, using the typewriter font is delightful. I like it. While being so close, yeah, you may want to make it look like if there's some old paper of, you know, typewritten, written, whatever. But it's a bit, makes it hard to read, especially in tables. So that's not something you fiddle with. Don't get me wrong, overall, I'm not seeing anything other than the margins that's completely disastrous at all. I don't mind this. But it's a pity that just a little bit more attention to detail would have made this book much easier to read, because everything else is absolutely brilliant about it. The quality of the paper is fantastic. The quality of the binding is really excellent. The size is great to fit in rucksacks or handbags or wherever you want to take it. It's a lot better than big letter-sized books. So this is, yeah, I'm up for that. Just that 2 minor little details. But other than that, well done. And this is, ooh, the screen, which I don't know how useful this is going to be. The screen doesn't seem to be too badly designed, but again, it's going to be very difficult to read for me. It's just going to be very hard to read. And this is how it sits on the table. I'm not sure how usable this is going to be, because it's so light. It's just 300 grams cardboard. So that's going to be knocked off very quickly. The illustration though is fantastic. I love it. I love the illustration. I love the watercolor style. The whole thing about the illustration is excellent. Really love it. Really, really love it. And last, we have 3 postcards with 3 other illustrations, which are pretty nice. And if I have to think about who I am going to send these postcards, that would be no one at all. So, is this worth $100? Yes. Yes, I have zero issues with the money I paid with this. However, and this is where things become a little bit tricky, and this has only partially to do with the publisher. So publishers, pay attention please, because they could have done something to avoid this. Fulfillment. Seriously people, seriously, I understand that if you are in the United States of America, you get fantastic deals with your postage, but as soon as something has to go out, ouch, that hurts us a lot, to the point that I am barely backing any more projects that don't count with a fulfillment house. Books, when they come to Europe, they are subject to a tax called VAT. Now for VAT in Spain for books is only a 4%. Barely anything. I don't mind paying for it. They charge me with that tax. However, they also charged me with a handling fee. So the tax on the books was about €6, not even that, which is fine. The handling fee though was €19. So I ended up paying €25 on top of what I have already paid for to pay for taxes that using a fulfillment company I could have saved. Also, it would have saved me an insane amount of money, like $10 in postage and package. Kickstarter companies, you are missing out on using fulfillment companies. It may look like you're eating into your own profit, and you are unlikely to be doing so too much. You're eating already because you're offering in the United States either free or very cheap postage. Most of you do. So please consider fulfillment companies. There are plenty of them out there. And if you need some information about them, I will be quite happy to help you find some. So don't make me pay more, because I'm telling you, $100 for this, yes, it's absolutely fine. But the $130 odd that I had to pay, no, it isn't. And that puts me off from backing any further projects. It's a loss of revenue that shouldn't have to happen. So please, I'm going to thank you now for taking that into consideration in the future. And I'm going to thank you all for subscribing to the channel, and clicking the little button that is down there. I think I've been pointing there all this time. I'm sorry, it's the thing down there. Anyway, it's down there. Please subscribe, because I'd love to have you around and read your comments, which I promise I'll do my best to answer as often and as soon as I possibly can. Give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video, and above all, thank you once again, and I will talk to you very soon. Take care.